Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. The NFL offseason continues to surprise us, and right now, the buzz around the league is that some seismic shifts might be imminent, especially in the NFC East. Rumors are swirling that the Miami Dolphins, currently sitting at 5-7 but struggling with injuries and a defense that's allowing nearly 24 points per game, might be pulling off a blockbuster trade that could reshape their future, and quite possibly the entire division. And guess what? The target is none other than Tyreek Hill, the electrifying receiver who's been nothing short of a game-changer since he joined Miami. According to insiders and reports echoing what Adam Schefter has been saying, the Dolphins are considering trading Hill to the Washington Commanders in exchange for a first-round and a third-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds wild, right? But let's break it down because it's not just a rumor. It's a move that could dramatically alter the NFC landscape. Miami, despite their star power, has been caught in a perfect storm of injuries, especially on the defensive side, and their offense has taken a hit without Hill. Their offense is averaging just over 20 points per game, which is down roughly 15% without Hill's explosive presence. Their cap space is also quite flexible at around $18 million, giving them some room to maneuver. But more than that, they're desperately trying to find stability after a tumultuous start to the season, and acquiring draft capital in 2026 could be part of a long-term rebuild plan. Miami's management is also allocating around $30 million of cap space toward their quarterback search and bolstering their secondary, which is currently surrendering over 37% of third-down conversions, an area that's clearly a vulnerability. But let's focus on Hill, because he's the real story here. At 31 years old, Tyreek Hill is still speed personified. Over his career, he's amassed more than 500 receiving yards with 62 touchdowns, and his 92. 1 PFF receiving grade puts him among the elite wide receivers in the league. His ability to stretch defenses is unparalleled. In 2025, before he got hampered by a hamstring injury, he was averaging over 6 yards per catch with 21 receptions for 265 yards in just 4 games. His yards per route run is among the best in the league, and his expected points added per target, +1.9, even surpasses some of the league's top receivers like Justin Jefferson. Hill's injury history isn't extensive. Outside of this season's hamstring issue, he's been remarkably durable. His YAC yards after catch is projected at 15.2 yards per reception, meaning he's capable of racking up over 400 yards annually if he stays healthy. PFF's WAR rating of 3.2 compares him to Randy Moss at his peak, which is a testament to how impactful he still is on the field. Now, for the Dolphins, this move is part of a broader strategy. They're clearing cap space, about $30 million, to hunt for a new quarterback and reinforce their secondary, which has struggled against the pass. But the consequence is a significant drop in offensive production, and that's a risk Miami seems willing to take for a shot at a deep playoff run in 2024. Their current record of 5-7 leaves them fighting for a wildcard spot, and with the AFC being as competitive as ever, every move counts. They've also been cautious about their trenches, which has been a recurring mistake in their drafts, as they failed to adequately reinforce the offensive and defensive lines, leading to their offensive struggles. The trade for Hill, if it happens, could be the first step toward a more balanced team, but it's also a gamble that they hope will pay off big time. On the other side, the Washington Commanders stand to gain significantly from this potential blockbuster move. Their current record of 3-9 might not look impressive on paper, but the addition of Hill could be exactly what they need to turn things around and set a new course for the franchise. Pairing Hill with Terry McLaurin creates a formidable duo, capable of totaling around 500 yards in combined receiving yards, something that would make them one of the top aerial threats in the NFC East. Their improved passing game would elevate the team's overall offensive efficiency, especially as quarterback Jaden Daniels continues to develop. Daniels has been quite promising lately, posting a 94. 4-passer rating over his last 6 games, with 184 yards and 8 touchdowns. His mobility and arm strength, combined with Hill's blazing speed and McLaurin's reliable hands, could make the Commanders a much more dangerous team in the second half of the season. The addition of Hill would also boost the Commanders' red zone efficiency, which is already trending upward. His 14% increase in touchdown rate in the red zone last year, combined with Daniels' improving chemistry, could translate into more points per game. Moreover, with Hill's ability to stretch defenses would have to respect the deep ball, creating more space for the run game led by Robinson, who could see increased YAC, or yards after contact, thanks to the added space and mismatches. This kind of balance is exactly what Washington needs to shake off their recent struggles and aim for a playoff push. From a strategic perspective, this trade would send shockwaves through the league. Not only does it give the Commanders a legitimate X-factor on offense, but it also signals a shift in the NFC East's power dynamics. The Eagles and Giants are both formidable teams, but with Hill and McLaurin, Washington could finally have the firepower to challenge them. The NFC East has historically been a division of intense rivalries, and adding a player of Hill's caliber would make every game against divisional foes even more critical. Looking further ahead, the betting odds reflect the potential impact of such a move. Currently, the Commanders' Super Bowl odds are around plus 9,000, but with Hill in the fold, those odds could shorten significantly, especially if Daniels and the offense continue to develop. Hill's playoff experience is invaluable. He's known for making clutch catches, with about 88% of his receptions coming on deep routes, averaging nearly 5 yards after the catch in postseason play. His presence could be the difference maker in tight playoff games, elevating Washington's chances of making a deep run. For Miami, trading Hill might seem like a tough pill to swallow, but their front office likely sees it as a necessary step in their rebuild. They are building for the future, focusing on draft picks and cap space with an eye toward long-term success. Miami has been rebuilding from the ashes of their 2023 season, and acquiring a high draft pick could set them up for a strong draft haul. The Dolphins' priority now is to shore up their defense and find a franchise quarterback, but losing Hill would be a significant blow to their current offensive identity. Meanwhile, the Commanders are dreaming big. The potential pairing of Jaden Daniels and Tyreek Hill could be a game-changer, not just for this season, but for the franchise's future. It's about creating a new era, one where the burgundy and gold roar back to prominence. The idea of seeing Daniels, with his college-level speed, leading the charge with Hill blazing downfield is tantalizing. With Hill's 4.2-second 40-yard dash, he's still one of the fastest players in the league, and that kind of speed can turn broken plays into big gains in seconds. If this move comes to fruition, it would also send a strong message to the entire league. The Commanders are serious about competing again, about contending for titles, and about building a team that can finally end their long Super Bowl drought since 1992. The last time the Commanders hoisted the Lombardi Trophy, the NFL was a very different place. But with the right moves, this franchise can rekindle that winning spirit and leave a lasting mark on the league. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the Dolphins pull the trigger and trade Hill, which is still uncertain. But the mere possibility has already energized the fanbase and has NFL pundits buzzing. If it happens, it's going to be one of the most talked about trades of the season, and for Washington fans, it's a thrilling glimpse into what could be a new chapter. Imagine a future where Hill, McLaurin, and Daniels connect for explosive plays week after week, turning the Commanders into one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NFL. So what do you think? Is this trade just a rumor, or could it really happen? How would it change your view of the Commanders' chances this season? Would you be excited to see Hill in burgundy and gold? The NFL is unpredictable, and this kind of move, if it comes true, could be the spark that ignites Washington's path back to greatness. It's a reminder that in the NFL, nothing is set in stone, and sometimes bold moves make all the difference. The season isn't over yet, and with stories like this unfolding, the future looks brighter for the Commanders. Stay tuned, because the best is yet to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Tyreek Hill trade? Are you excited about the idea of seeing him in burgundy and gold? Do you believe this move could finally push Washington into playoff contention and beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, this is a fan community, and we thrive on your passion and insights. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. Let's keep the spirit alive, and who knows, maybe this season will be the one where we see the Commanders rise to the top once again.